Kim, you did the mission statement exercise with your junior girls, I think, and you
Yes.
said that one of the girls, if you can recall that story, brought it up at the supper table. Now that girl would have been 16 or 17, and it blew the parents and the brother away or the family away. The discussion that she had. Do you recall sharing that story?
Sure. Well, we went through it in a pretty stepwise approach because we did it during a pandemic, so we couldn't necessarily get everyone in the room and do it sort of all in one shot as we might have liked to. So, we did something very similar to what I went through with you, Wally. Um, as a team in person, but then very quickly got shut down. So it became sort of more a virtual thing. But as we were working through it, one of the players who has actually played for me for a while. This was the first time we sort of did this where I didn't dictate to them what our mission and values were. Like we came upon it together. And she was talking about it at dinner, and her parents were struck by the fact that I'd coached her for 4 or 5 years and she'd never really been as passionate or as take as much ownership of the identity of the team as she did in this year. And it's because they were part of it, and they helped us create it. We weren't able to include the parents in the process, mostly because of the COVID scenario. But they really felt a completely different degree of ownership. And when I used what they agreed upon in emails or in front of them on the ice, their posture changed, the way their eyes looked changed. Everything changed when I used that agreed upon mission statement or phrasing in practice. So it had a tremendous effect, and it wasn't like I was saving them from a bad culture. Like we had a pretty good culture going into doing this. It wasn't like that was necessarily a weak spot of ours. But it was completely different when they were in it and choosing it for themselves versus myself and my assistant coaches choosing it and dictating it to them. So it really had a huge power, and the girls would bring it up, at home, and that's actually quite common. And the parents, often tell me that they feel like their daughters are teaching them when they're being coached by me as well. So I guess hopefully all for the good.
Thank you very much for that. It gives me some new life trying to pursue that exercise, because I've approached Hockey Alberta to pilot that project. In a formal way, I wanted their approval to do it with all the course conductors of clinics. And if I don't get that approval, I've really been working behind the scenes on it in a very politically correct manner. And if I don't get approval, I'm going to do it independently. And exactly what you said, if the players at that age are educating the parents because it worked for them, then it's going to work. And it's something that coaches can be educated to do. So hopefully it'll get there, but I'm still working on it. But Rick, as usual, I've highlighted what you've said. You seem to summarize things pretty well and hit the nail on the head. And I've got tons of things to edit. We just about at 2 hours and 30 minutes. And I hope Tim Bothwell is back in town next week. And I'm not sure. I'm really disappointed that the female worlds didn't happen, but